Hello, my name's Pip. I'm a physiotherapist from Viney Hall. I'm by no means a gardener, so I don't know much about gardening, but I do know quite a lot about bodies. And usually after a sunny bank holiday, the phone is ringing with people who've mucked up their backs, injured themselves in some way. So I just thought I'd take this opportunity in giving you some ideas of how you might avoid that. Obviously, during the coronavirus, we're closed to hands-on therapies. We are open, of course, for video consultations, so if you do have problems, but I'd rather you didn't. I'd like to prevent rather than try and sort you out afterwards. So a few ideas. I've been digging some squares here because I think I need to grow my own food. Just in case we can't get to the shops soon. And thinking about how I can protect my back. 10 years ago, if I dug like this, I would have had quite severe backache afterwards. I would have really been aching, really sore, been waking up the next morning really uncomfortable. But since I've been doing some strengthening, and particularly strengthening my core, tummy muscles, my back, my buttocks and my leg muscles, then I'm feeling much better. So I'd just like to share a few tips of techniques that you might find helpful. Overall, in the long run, in the long term, you need to be thinking about getting that strength. So doing some exercises to strengthen your legs and your core and your abdominals is a good thing to do. So just with this digging, using your spade, I've just been digging this bit of lawn here to make it into some vegetable plots. The important thing to remember when you are digging low like this is to use your leg muscles to do the lifting rather than your back. So rather than bending over and lifting like that, we're going to try and use our leg muscles. Now, leg muscles are meant with strong stuff like this, and so you can get right down there and lift like that. Not a very good demonstration, sorry about that, but using your legs, getting underneath it, lifting. Okay, so using your legs, exercises to help get stronger with your legs is lots of lunges. Just leave that there. You know, these are things you can work at during the winter. Lots of lunges like that to get those legs nice and strong, and lots of squats also helps to get those really strong. If you're doing planting out, you see a lot of people planting out like this or like this, quite difficult positions to stay in for a long period of time. I like to use a cushion inside a bag and put one knee on the cushion and the other foot forwards. Then you've got your back in a decent position whilst you're working the soil, planting out or whatever there. So that's a useful hint. If you have two knees on, you're still in that bent position. That is difficult for those muscles to hold you in that position. So I find it better to put one foot forward. It's also easier for getting up afterwards. Okay, thank you, Dottie. So the other thing then is if you're doing a lot of work with pots, try and put them on something higher. If you can put them on a table to work on, that is helpful. The higher the better, because if you're doing it on the floor, obviously you're having to bend for prolonged periods of time. If you are bending for long periods of time, 5 minutes is enough. Get up, lean backwards, put your hands in the small of your back, lean backwards, have a stretch. Walk about a bit, do something else. Maybe get some secateurs and do some pruning. A couple of hints about lifting, because whatever happens, people end up lifting. Patio stones, pots, bags of compost, whatever it may be, you need to be careful with how you're lifting. A lot of people think that in order to lift, you've got to keep your back straight. Oh, I know how to lift. I've got to keep my back straight, going down like this, and trying to balance, quite difficult. So you do need to keep your back fairly neutral, is the thing to do. If I'm going to lift this pot from here, so I thought about it beforehand, put it somewhere not too low, makes it easier. I put my feet nice and wide around it, so a good wide base is the first thing to do. And then I'm going to tip the pot, put one hand right underneath it and one hand round the other side. You can see how I'm sticking my bottom out there, wide base, and my feet are still flat. If you lift your head up, that flattens your back out a little bit, helps those back muscles to work a bit better. And you hold the pot nice and close to you, and then come up. Same with putting it down. Keep your head up and put it down here. Much better to lift underneath things than it is lifting from the top. Like that, not brilliant. Okay, so if I put that down onto the floor and show you the same thing again with it on the floor. You're going to have a wide base. If I'm going from here to here, have my feet in the direction that I'm going to be moving. Get down, hand underneath, hand the other side. Bring it in close, push through my legs and come up. Walk along, wide base, bum out behind. Put it down. Another thing is wheelbarrow. Rather than bending forward, pick your wheelbarrow up like this, one foot in the front of the other, and lift from there. One foot in front of the other, bending your knees, using these leg muscles all the time. Leg muscles. And then push with your legs in order to bring it forward. Another little hint that people often don't think about is using a sack truck. Sack truck is brilliant for moving, not just sacks, but blocks, paving stones, plant pots, anything. Really easy to manoeuvre. Pop it on, push it along. So, next time I speak to you, maybe I might have some plants growing here. Who knows? Thanks for watching.